Hello my dear students, once again most welcome back in my YouTube channel. Today's we have to learn how to derive the electric field due to a long charged wire, right? That means this is a application of a Gauss's theorem. We had already discussed about the statement of the Gauss's theorem, right, in the previous class, right? How to prove that one also we have to do, right? And some concept we will have to use. That means we have already discussed in previous class electric flux, how to define its electric flux. Okay, and see for this class, that means we have to take a long straight wire, right? We have to take a straight wire that will have to charge. Here I have drawn the figure, this one. This is straight wire, right? This is the straight wire having the charge, okay, residing the charge, this one, okay. By this charge, there will be electric field just produces, right? Produces where this ds, that means surface area, right? And here electric, by the Gauss's theorem, we have already know our electric flux phi is equal to E dot ds. E was the electric field and ds the surface area, right? Is equal to Q divided by epsilon naught. Q was the charge divided by epsilon naught, right? Here, suppose this is the straight wire, right? Then here will be the charge produces this side, this side, this side, this side. Okay, in this curved area of the curved surface of this cylindrical shape of the wire, right? And this side, area of the cross section, this side having, okay, this side there will be no charge, right? That means by this figure we have to take one Gaussian surface. Suppose we have to expand this wire, then it will be formed like this, okay. That means in this all the points of this surface making the electric field. That means our cylindrical shape having like this, curved area of the curved surface, cylindrical shape like this, okay, this one. Then this is our Gaussian surface, okay, and then making the charge electric field lines this side and this side also, and this side, that side, but means in whole area of this curved surface of this cylindrical, right? Here is, suppose our area of cross section of the wire, that means like this, its area will be, direction of the area will be this side, okay. Then electric field lines just making the 90 degree, right? Same things this side also, direction of the area of this one, that is the ds, and electric field lines this side making 90 degree, and this side making the 0 degree, right? Electric flux, I have already told about this one. When electric flux will be get, when angle between the electric field, okay, angle was forming between the electric field and area of that surface, it should be 0, either 1 degree. For that cases, it will be give the electric flux. Okay, that's why in this there are two cases. Field of electric field at area of the cross section, that means this one, case number 1, making the 90 degree, that means E and ds is making 90 degree, okay. That's why electric field will be 0, okay, that's good. And second case is there, surface area, curved surface area, that means here, okay. Angle making between electric field and ds is equal to is 0 degree or 180 degree, right? For these cases, that means our flux, by using the Gauss's theorem, flux is equal to E dot ds, right? This one is equal to Q divided by epsilon naught. We have to use over here our linear charge density. Here I am writing here linear charge density will be Q by L. Okay, this is suppose equation number 1. Because we are taking the length of a wire. Okay, in the linear charge density we have already learned charge per unit length, right? For this one, our phi is equal to E dot ds is equal to Q by epsilon naught. Our E into ds, that means we have to take the area of the curved surface of this cylindrical, that is the 2 pi RL. R is the radius of this one cylindrical shape. Okay, L is the length of this cylindrical. Okay, that curved surface area of this cylindrical equal to 2 pi RL equal to our Q divided by epsilon naught. Here you can write the ds equal to 2 pi RL. Then our electric field equal to Q divided by 2 pi RL epsilon naught. By using this linear charge density Q by L, that means we are taking the small l length of this one, that's it. By using this one, then our formula will be get A equal to our charge is equal to lambda into L divided by this one 2 pi R L epsilon naught. Here L is going to cancel out, then our electric field is equal to our lambda divided by 2 pi R epsilon naught, right? That means we have to multiply this this right hand side term with 2, then our electric field will be 2L divided by 4 R epsilon naught. Okay, this here is getting electric field is equal to 2 lambda divided by 4 pi R epsilon naught. We have to draw the graph between the electric field and radius R. Then like this we will have to form. Along the OX Y, along the y axis electric field, along the x axis that is the R, right? Then inversely proportionality, that's way like this will be formed, right? Our next topic is there electric field due to a charge sheet. This one I hope you have to understand this one. Okay. Okay, dear students, next application of this Gauss's theorem, electric field due to a charge sheet. That means here we have to take a sheet. That means like this. Okay, suppose this is a sheet, it will have a charges, right? That means this having the charges. That means this side also having the charge, right? Charges. That means I have taken like this. Okay. Here is the charge sheet like this. We have to take like this. Okay. That means this side having the charges and this side also having the charges. There is two faces of this one. Area will have a two face. This direction and this direction. That means we have to take a Gaussian surface. This one. Okay. This one. Here making the 90 degree between the area of this Gaussian surface to the electric field, 90 degree, right? On this face, this is the area of cross section of this face. That means suppose this one, this area we have to taking out. Okay. Then for this side also one face and this side also one phase. That is the area of cross section of this one now. Okay. Electric field angle making between the electric field and ds now in this area, that means 0 degree. That's why that means our electric field at curved surface area, that will be 0 because making the angle between the electric field and ds, right? Ds, that means area of that surface. E and ds making how much? 0 degree. Okay, now they are getting the electric flux, that means a field at a area of the cross section. On these cases, that means I is equal to E dot ds is equal to Q by epsilon naught by the using the Gauss's theorem. Our Gauss's theorem phi is equal to E dot ds is equal to Q divided by epsilon naught. We have to take this one, this term E dot ds is equal to Q divided by epsilon naught. Here is here will be use the charge surface charge density. Our surface charge density that is the sigma. Okay, sigma is equal to charge per unit area. Okay, charge per unit area, that means Q is equal to, this is sigma into A. We have to put that one. Okay, E as it is in place of ds, that is the area. Here is the area. There is two faces, that's why here we have to multiply with 2, right? It's equal to here charge Q is equal to, from this equation our sigma A divided by epsilon naught. Okay, then electric field is equal to 2A will be divided over here. Sigma A divided by our 2A epsilon naught. A is going to cancel out, that means electric field will be sigma divided by 2 epsilon naught. This is the electric field in the charge sheet. Okay, I hope you have to understood this one. Okay, whatever you have a problem, then you can write in comments box. I will be reply you, and you have to subscribe this my channel for the next notification. Okay.